Hi, this is Tony at Cover Magazine, and I'm speaking to Marcia Le Roux, the Business Relations and Marketing Manager for Africa for SSP. Marcia, thank you very much for chatting to me again this morning.
Hi, Tony, and it's lovely to be with you again.
Perfect. We're talking about, something that has sort of grown over time as technology sort of infiltrates every aspect of our life. And as we start realizing that technology is actually integral to how we live, how we do things, etc. And then obviously from a business perspective, we now have to figure out how do we do business with people without losing the human touch, without losing some connection with them. It can't just be an app. Unless you just want a functional environment, which insurance isn't. There's a bit more relationship built in. So I think maybe to then start off with, how do you view, or how can you summarize balancing tech and human touch?
You know what, Tony, I think it's very important to note that, yes, there is definitely a great need currently in especially the insurance market for this. And I think it's been accelerated due to the pandemic, where we were forced also as the insurance industry to adopt a digital technology way of doing. And where this technology has really started becoming the primary differentiator for insurance companies, the financial institutions, to kind of level the playing field for entities and trying to be competitive. And with all of this, customers have also gotten more accustomed and expect convenient access, like an app, a customer portal that they can quickly access to get information that they require, update their own profiles, and also claim submissions and updates. So technology brings this advanced data management systems to the financial sector, but there's a big realization that, however, and as much as we are focusing on the technology and the digital transformation journey, the communication element, the human touch, still stays very, very important, especially within our industry. And that is because it is still it's a touchy element. Sometimes insurance incident is a very personal incident. It could be a traumatic incident. And we as humans still feel that we want to get the empathy, the voice on the other side of the line that actually has empathy for what we're going through, and understanding when a technology's process is not working for a specific incident, that there's a human that can intervene and assist the client accordingly through that communication.
So if when I have conversations with people, people seem to know that this is the case, and people seem to know that this is the need. So why are we then even still having an issue with it? Why are we struggling to get this human and the tech balanced?
It's a good question. And I think it is because when we are focusing on digitalization and technology, we sometimes forget and oversee the human aspect that needs to be connected to the technology. So technology plays a very integral part of where we are. That is undeniable, where technology creates this centralized repository of claims data, streamlining processes and minimizing errors. For instance, where if it's a centralized claims data hub, it takes away the need for the manager, the claims manager, or even the agent to ask repetitive questions to a customer. So that is where technology is still very important for us. But that is what it can do. It can do automations, it can do notifications at the end of the day. But there is still an indispensable human element. And that is purely related to empathy and communication. Sometimes reassurance and understanding of the client's need. And sometimes processes and programs are so designed in a specific format and sequence that not all cases will fit in that. And that's where human element definitely plays an integral part, because it's handling that complex case with empathy, understanding that this process is not working and there has to be an intervention and rewrite possibly a process in future for similar incidents that can happen. And also,
so how do we approach this? How do we, from an action perspective? Because as we said, that it is clear that there are benefits, and it is clear that humans sometimes struggle with our tech processes, etc. How do we bridge that gap now to put this into action and to actually start balancing this need?
I think that is definitely where the balance of the customer experience comes in. So to balance that, we need to understand and have a clear view of what do we need from a technological viewpoint to make sure that our business is thriving, it's competitive, and it addresses the needs of the customer. But also from a human element, from a communicative element, what is the role of that agent? For instance, if we take one example, if we understand the customer's needs and preferences, from a technological viewpoint, we can build digital tools and do analytics, do trend analysis in seeing what those needs are. If from a technological side, we need to create a new type of plan, policy adjustment, or claims side. But from a human perspective, the agent can engage directly with the customer and understanding those needs, feeding it back into the business where technology can then be altered to correct those things and make sure that you are actually meeting your customers' needs. And from a personalized service delivery as well, if we look at AI algorithms, look at the AI algorithms that technology can bring you in order to adapt your service to your customer, making it more personalized, where the agent can then enhance the relationship and the experience of the customer. So they are both very integral, but they can both equally be so strong that in a balance, they can actually enhance and strengthen each other to bring the customer experience to the level it should be.
So it's obviously, I think the secret, if I listen to what you're saying, the secret is realizing where the friction is going to be. When the friction is there, to be able to pick it up and to have a way through communication in some way, interaction, if you want to call it that, be able to connect with the client at that point in time. Absolutely. It sounds like quite a difficult thing to do, and I mean, I look forward to hearing how you unpack this at the conference.
It sounds complex, but I'll definitely delve into more areas of understanding and that one can consider to get this equilibrium actually in place. And a lot of it we have already. And a lot of it comes down to giving your agents the right tools when you are implementing technology. And I think sometimes that gets lost. Do you have the right skills in order to use the technology and also advance that technology? But also, is technology doing what the human requires and what the human element from a customer perspective is expecting? So we will definitely look at how we can optimize customer experience by using both elements. And I know sometimes it becomes, insurtech and digitalization can sometimes become quite costly. But while one is going on this journey, there are a lot of things that one can already do within the organization to ensure that that customer journey is fulfilled. Because at the end of the day, it's very much more not the technical side that the customer buys into, but we all know that by striking the right balance, it goes about the trust, the satisfaction, and the loyalty that we get from the customer in how we settle that dispute. Yes.
Yeah, it's the old thing of then when we talk about balance at the moment, is balancing big development with low-hanging fruit and slow incremental benefits by changing processes, etc. Yeah,
absolutely.
Fascinating. Yeah, I mean, fascinating. We all have that in our daily lives, and yeah, it's great that it's being addressed. Marcia, thanks so much.
Absolutely, Tony. And if in a parting word, it's, we are humans in a digital world, but we can build a digital world around humans. We forget that, especially insurance industry, the human touch, the human element, and the relationship still is key for us.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Marcia, thank you so much. It was great chatting.
Thank you, Tony, and looking forward to the conference.
Absolutely.